Hi, my name is Guillermo, and it's been about a month since my Lvad surgery. Um, I guess I really wanted to make this video because in my case, actually, I've been very lucky with the support that I've received from my family and my friends. Um, but at the same time, I really did find a lot of support, a lot of understanding in the online communities, like Facebook groups and things like that. And I do see sometimes people asking or just uh, sharing, right before the surgery or in the planning stages, I guess if you want to call it that. People getting scared, depressed, nervous, which it's totally normal. I went through it. I've spoken to people that have gone through it, and it's at least to me, it made a big difference to actually talk to someone that literally went through it, came out the other side, and um, it made a big difference. So if I can do that for someone just to um, pay it forward, um, I think everything is worth it. The fact is that honestly, the first couple of days, I was in a really bad place. I honestly felt uh, blindsided, not just because it wasn't because I wasn't aware of my condition, but I thought I was doing the right things. I was getting my AFib under control. I had just done an ablation for my AFib. I was feeling really really well. I was losing weight, and then all of a sudden, just I'm in the hospital with my kidneys and my liver basically failing. Um, just kind of lost, and that moment when the doctors come and tell you that medication is really not going to bring you back this time, it's quite scary. And now I see it. It's normal to be angry, to be upset, to just feel um, I guess all sorts of emotion. But the first, like I said, that was rough because I don't think I'm a person that usually drags on like that. But the next day, actually, my team at St. Francis Hospital, which is where everything happened, was amazing. And again, my family. But I guess you do need, because at the same time, it's very hard to relate to someone if you don't know exactly what's happening, especially something like this, which is um, very specific. I mean, the moment when they're explaining everything to you, and they literally said that it's basically you're gonna be on life support, which is technically what it is. Um, it's it's life changing, and the first thing, honestly, that crossed to my mind is like, how am I gonna do this? There's a wire coming out of you, and basically you're carrying around a set of batteries that keep you alive. Um, it was very very hard. I remember like being in the hospital at night, when everybody, the day, everybody comes to visit, doctors, everybody's around. But at night, I mean, at least in my case, I couldn't sleep. Just your mind just wanders, and all of a sudden you find yourself crying. I don't know where. Um, but at the same time, um, I guess in my case, I was able to find my anchor, my wife, my kids, um, and that sort of like made everything fall into perspective. You have to, um, I guess, accept it. And that life's gonna be different, but there is a life after it. And when I spoke to this man that came, and he actually had the LVAD and went through the entire process. Got healthy enough to get the transplant after the fact, and he's living his life, and that made it easier. And the fact that when I asked him the questions that I literally was coming up with as all this was happening within the first few days before the surgery, um, he, he knew exactly what I was talking about, and that helped out a lot. Um, I mean, I can also tell you, if you're going through this, at the beginning it's scary. It really is, and I mean, the first week it's terrible. It does suck. Everything hurts. Uh, it's you're very uncomfortable. You don't. You're gonna be okay. You gotta be okay with not being okay. I think that's a big takeaway after you go through all that. But at the same time, you have to realize that once once you have the procedure done, every day gets a little better. So it's kind of like the worst part has has come and gone. Every day gets a little easier. As soon as the tubes start coming out, you just start breathing better. Try to push yourself, walk around, or I'm sure like your team is gonna go over everything, explain, and try to push you. I mean, and again, if you're lucky enough to have a really good support system, your family, you have to be okay to lean on people. Especially um, at the beginning. Even now, it's my surgery was October 13th, so it's a little over a month. And at the beginning when I got home, it wasn't just the fact that obviously the pain. That's honestly, I guess, in my case, that's probably the biggest like issue. I was just sore everywhere. You try to, if you sit for too long, it hurts. If you lay for too long, it hurts. Um, and then, but physical therapy comes in, and you start to get a little back, little by little. But I mean, it's not just that; it's just the way that you live your life. I was even afraid to leave the house at the beginning, just not trusting the equipment itself, or um, because I didn't feel like myself. But I mean, my wife, she's been my rock, and she, besides the fact that she's basically taking care of everybody, um, helps me out a lot. Like basically, little by little, little things like, let's go get a haircut, and I can honestly tell you guys that that was probably the first day that I felt like myself in a long time. Um, just going out, sitting at the barber, just a chair, and just you have that little banter, and it was uh, therapeutic, I guess, if you want to call it something. And then little things, like the first time that you're able to like do the stairs on your own, or I mean, at the beginning everything's hard. Even simple things like going to the bathroom or washing yourself. Um, but again, it goes back to that same thing about be humble enough, or at least not get angry at yourself for needing help and accepting the help that's being given to you. Um, but I guess the takeaway, or at least what I was trying to accomplish with this, was that it is doable. There is a life after this happens to you, and not just you, your family, because this is not something that just affects you. Every day honestly gets easier. Every day things hurt less. You're gonna have really good days that you start feeling like yourself. Maybe it's just a day that you're able to cook a whole meal. You're able to fold laundry, or something that just feels normal. And then there are some days that you're gonna wake up and you're just gonna be sore, and your chest is just gonna, and that's okay. It's part of the process. At least in my case right now, um, I'm trying to focus on getting healthier. Hopefully, I'm still a few pounds away to reach my BMI, so I can start thinking about the transplant list. And again, moving forward, you have to, I think, set little goals, and honestly celebrate them when you reach them. Um, so if whoever's watching this, if it reaches you in some way, if you have any questions, or if you just want to talk or anything, I'm gonna post this on YouTube or in any of the groups that I'm part of. And yeah, it's again, it's normal to be scared. It's all those type of emotions. You might get depressed, you might be nervous. It's okay, it's normal. But I want people to know that it does, as cliche as it sounds, it does get better, so much better. Every day is an improvement. Every day that goes by, life goes on, and then you will appreciate how to live this new life. And you know again, if you have that goal, to move forward and go to transplant and all that, um, even better. But you can have a full life. You definitely can. It's just a matter of allowing yourself to heal, um, and love yourself. Um, Forgive yourself for feeling certain ways sometimes. Um, so again, uh, my name is Guillermo, and if these reach out or help you in some way, I'm really happy. Everything was worth it. So again, we'll keep in touch.